can't let the pigs see me, I believe. I feel like the halberd is stronger. I could be wrong. The feeling, after all. Damn it. It sounds stronger. Crap. Am I dead in one hit? If I die, whatever, I deserve it. Okay. I don't know how many are aggressive at the moment still. It's kind of stupid that they're still going to be aggressive, or they stay aggressive over time. Oh, geez, attack. Scary, scary, scary. So what am I going to do? I'm honestly not sure. If it rains again, it's over. I don't have food. The cork thing, I'm supposed to make this, right? Just drop this garbage. Okay, so I can go in water now. What was I making? What was I doing? Oh, I was doing this. I'm not going to bother with the proper placement. I just need resources. Renewable resources. Okay, I still need 2 gold. Has the water respawned? Yeah, I don't know where to go. I need food. I think I might just eat this. I might as well just eat it. So right now I'm kind of tight on food. I'm gonna go grab some butterflies again because I'm low on health again. But I need to be careful of the bats. Jewels? No. I have nothing for you. Nothing for anyone. I could steal the berries. I could kill the pigs and steal the berries. That would give me meatballs. Also, it gives me money to trade. Crap, I left my spear on the bottom. It's not good. Oh no! Here we go again. How the hell do I get gold? I think I need to start doing more errands for the pigs. You gotta be kidding me. No! Okay, I'm just gonna go back home. I don't understand this effect. Why carrying a backpack doesn't work in fog. What does fog have to do with backpacks? Okay, well, yeah, I don't expect to survive this. It's seriously way too tough. I mean, they throw too much at you, is what I mean. Without giving you any resources. There must be like an anti-fog machine. Oh, jeez. If I go back without a... what is it? Uh-oh. This is the end, I think. Yeah, that's not good. It's not even nighttime yet. I'm at 7. Okay, I can buy some food just to sustain myself for one day. But it's a temporary solution to a major problem. Sustainability. Sustainability and what else? Because the problem with this game mode is that it's very different. It really is very different than regular Don't Starve. The survival aspect is there, sure, but aside from that, like, is it really there? What would you like? Hedge cuttings. Is it like grass? The hell are hedge cuttings? These? So what, do I trim them? Don't do that. Are you kidding me? It's locked. Okay. Okay then. Where do I go then? Can I go in here? Oh my god. I'm actually gonna die. I should have bought some food. Okay, might as well. This is... yeah, poisons. Okay, well, I'm dead. That's actually gonna kill me. Okay, well today I learned. Today I learned that this game is extremely different than regular Don't Starve. Maybe not extremely different, but it's different enough. Survival, anti-venom. I don't have any anti-venom stuff. You can make it, right? I'm pretty sure you can. Can I survive? I know that there's a way to survive this. Anti-venom costs 10. So I need to trade rocks? 3 rocks? 2 rocks? And then I need to make it back in time, and I need to buy food, which I don't have. Which means I need to steal. Butterfly would be nice here. No, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh, now the butterfly comes out. Who the hell is that? Okay, well, at least I got the character. Apocalypse. December 6th. Alright, so I'm gonna start a new game. Probably just gonna stick with Wilson. Warbucks, I'll probably do another playthrough afterwards, we'll see. And this character is probably one of the unlocked characters, kind of like Woodlegs and the other ones. Wes and all that stuff. But Wilson, because I didn't really get that far into the game. So, let's do some reflections. Because if you fail, just use it as a stepping stone to reach higher. Learn from your mistakes. So what were the mistakes of that playthrough? I took a look at the recordings. There's a lot to talk about. So first of all, I guess I'll just talk about the differences between this game and the previous expansions. So the shift from vanilla to ROG wasn't very big. It just added a bunch of new stuff. The shift from ROG to Shipwrecked, it was pretty big, but the fundamentals of the game were still the same. Item pathing more or less was about the same. The first season, really mild. I mean, it's mild season. And you had a lot of time to do stuff. And the recipes, research, required items, they were the same. In fact, some of them were even better than before. So like the shovel. Shovel had more uses in Shipwrecked than ROG. And the new item they added, the machete, it wasn't that useful. It's too expensive, and it barely had any uses. For bamboo and vines, if you really wanted to get them, you could just shovel them up. So the shovel could be used for gathering rocks, gathering bamboo for the second season, or third season I should say. To some extent the second season as well. Even the first season if you want to rush. You could just shovel it up. So I think that was one of the reasons why Shipwrecked was kind of easy. In that one of the tools was extremely useful in almost every circumstance. Now let's take a look at Hamlet then. Hamlet changes the fundamentals of the game. Flint is a rare item now. At least from the more traditional ways of getting it, like picking it off the ground and finding the smooth rocks. Gold is extremely rare, and I think that's a really huge issue going forward because a lot of the early research, Science Machine, Alchemy Engine, Lightning Rod, these things require a lot of gold when you put it all together. And these things are required for survival. So the pathing of the game, in terms of items and structures, actually changed a lot in Hamlet. And that is a huge problem because the playstyle that I've been so used to for so long has changed drastically. It's much harder to do my playstyle now, so what I have to do going forward is change my playstyle a little bit, or at least change my perspective on how to proceed using my time. Now, I say this a lot, and some people don't believe me, but the number of times I've actually died permanently in this game, not counting deliberate deaths, like when I actually run out of options and I die because I'm dead and that's it, permadeath. It's probably, I think, the 5th time only. So I think 3 times, maybe 4 times in the very beginning when I was just starting out playing vanilla. But on my, I think, 2nd or 3rd attempt at the game, I survived to like day 180 at least. And then I just gave up on the game, didn't want to play anymore, and went on to ROG. And then for Shipwrecked, this one's actually on YouTube. It's the Walani playthrough. Made a really dumb mistake, ended up killing myself. And now this. So it's like the 4th or 5th time that I actually perma-died. And I think this is the only time where I felt like I don't really know why I died. This is why I say the fundamentals of the game changed, because in the very beginning of the game, and I tell this to people that are just starting out, figure out why you died. Think about what you did wrong. Go back to, if you're recording it, look at the replay, see what you did wrong, see what you could have done better. And honestly, I don't know what I could have done better. Well, I do. Okay, I'll talk about that in a bit. But I'm gonna go in blind still, and that's kind of problematic because I don't know where to find these resources. So I'll talk about that now, with that frame in mind, the fundamental changes and the comparisons to other game modes. So first of all, the flint issue and the rock issue, I think I could have fixed if I mined the stalagmites in those caves, but I was too scared of those caves. Now, there's also another area that I didn't explore, which is the rainforest, or the jungle, whatever it is. I think it's called rainforest because the trees inside are called rainforest trees. So I'm just gonna call them that. It could be wrong, I don't know. That area, I was scared of because, like, it covers your screen and all that. So I'm like, oh, what is this? You know, it's the unknown. I don't want to deal with this. So past that part, there might be something that I'm missing. Caves, rainforest, and the water areas I couldn't get a chance to explore. And the reason for that is because I wasn't daring enough. So going forward, I think if I'm a little more daring to my approach to the game, take a few more chances, it might get me killed, but at least it'll help me accelerate my learning process. Now, speaking of accelerated, when I was looking at the recording, I noticed that the color of the screen changed on day 11, and that's when the rain and the fog started. So that means the first season is only 10 days long, which is unprecedented, at least on default settings. Because the first season is always 20 days long or so, around that. And now you have half the time. So it's like playing on... Oh, these are the names. Okay, Temperate Season, Human Season, and Lush Season. So it's like playing on short, or very short. I think short is like 10, and then very short is 5. Something like that, 5 or 6. It's very difficult, because the game becomes so accelerated, and you have to move so much faster and be so much more efficient in everything that you do. Humid Season. Okay, so this is the foggy season. Fog off. No, I'll leave it on. I just do default settings. Don't want to change anything. But yeah, humid season and then lush season. I'm assuming lush means things start to grow. So this one is the rainy season. Lots of rain, and then afterwards everything starts growing. That's kind of scary. What could that even mean? I guess I'll find out. Going forward, I gotta be more daring. I gotta keep on trying things, experiment with things, science things, as Wilson would probably say. So that's a playstyle issue that I need to fix. Now, the other thing, mechanically, that I need to look at is how you gather resources. So in vanilla, gathering grass and twigs, these are basic resources that take 1 second to pick. In this game, you have to use the machete to get grass anyway. So it takes about twice as long, maybe a little bit longer than twice as long, to gather one piece of grass compared to the previous game modes. And that's really problematic as well, because grass is one of the basic resources that you use a lot. So you use grass for torches, you use grass for hammers, which is also something I think I need to use more of. Gotta hammer stuff down, because you get a lot of resources from hammering. Rope. Rope is used for a ton of things that can be very useful, and you just don't get enough of it. So one of the major mistakes that I made in the playthrough was giving rope away to those pigs. Not realizing that I really need to save this resource because it's much harder to get. Not harder, I shouldn't say harder, more expensive to get. The amount of time you pay is more than twice as much, and it also uses durability on your items. Now what I didn't try was shoveling them up. So maybe the shovel has more value in this game mode, because you can shovel up the tall grass and then you get the resource plus the grass. And I'm not sure if like shearing it will make it shorter. So maybe if you cut tall grass, the next time it grows back it's regular grass. If that's the case, then that increases the value of shears and increases the necessity of gathering the items required for shears, the iron. So that as well is another topic. All the tools in the game. There are so many tools in the game, and I don't even know what half of them do in terms of like what they can do. So the ball peen hammer, it's probably used to gather from those statues, because the flavor text says it's like precise or something. You have to be more precise, so you can probably chisel stuff out from the statues. And what I did was I just mined it, so that's why I didn't get any gold. I could be wrong about that. Maybe the gold drop rate is just random. So that was one of the issues with Shipwrecked. The magma piles, even though they had gold veins in them, if you shoveled them, sometimes you don't get gold from them. It was like 0 to 4. I don't know if they patched it since then, but for the longest time, even after the 1.0 release, magma piles may not give gold, which is really frustrating. Because in vanilla and ROG, the gold vein rocks, you get at least 1, sometimes 2. If you see the gold veins, you should get at least 1, right? So that reduces the RNG. At least you know you're going to get something from it. If you get more, that's great. And that could be the case for those pig statues, which would be bad game design. Or there could be another way to gather from it. because there's so many tools, I feel like there are so many different ways to approach how you get resources now. So like the shears. You can shear grass, but when I did it, I only gained 1, so what's the point of doing that? I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to test out the tools a bit more. And the game has always been like, you know, you can shovel things, you can chop them down, or you can do both. You have these options available. I gotta figure out these options, and I gotta make better use of my time. So less time killing shadow creatures, less time killing butterflies, because it really is time consuming. If your season is 20 days long, then sure, okay, you can do that. You have more time to do that, it's easier to do that, but the priority on certain items, it's significantly higher. I just need to test things out some more. So I expect to die again. What are the biggest concerns then, I guess, aside from gold and some of the early game considerations? Fog then, I think, is a big issue. My playstyle has always been use helmet and backpack. Lots of inventory space. The fog changes that entirely. So again, one of these fundamental changes and playstyle changes. I can't use the backpack during foggy season, humid season, whenever there's fog. And I also need to rush the umbrella. You get wet so easily in this season. It's ridiculous. And the umbrella requires a lot of items that may be difficult to get, like pigskin and silk. Pigskin is from pigs, which means you gotta kill them, or from bats. Silk is from spider, or monkeys, I guess, which are really painful. So instead of being a basic enemy drop resource, like in the other game modes, just spiders, right? Spiders are easy to kill. You can stun lock them and they die. Silk becomes much more valuable as a result. A lot of resources, actually. The value of these kinds of resources compared to their other game mode equivalents is much higher. And you really, especially with the 10-day period in the first season, you really have to be aware of that to know how fast and how efficiently you must play to succeed in this game mode. On a similar note, I guess, the resources from the pigs on the outskirts of town, I think I need to start taking advantage of. I need to start looting them, killing the pigs, and getting their drops. And I need to not misclick in town, because that gets you killed. That was one of the major reasons why I died. The other one was testing poison stuff and not being careful and also not being aware. So I know why I died, I just need to know what options I have going forward, which I don't at the moment. So kill the pigs on the outskirts, grab their items, grab their resources, and then trade with the pigs in town. Because some of the pigs in town, they want berries, right? And they want flowers. So maybe I'll pick the flowers and give it to the pigs in town and make money off of that, and then the berries as well. Not be as scared to pick items and loot from the outskirts anyway. From in town, maybe not. Really got to figure out a way to make money in this game, because there is money now in this game. That money takes up an inventory slot, which is kind of annoying. I hope they change that in the future. I hope the money is not in your inventory in the future, because inventory without a backpack is already pretty crazy. And I'm thinking about carrying armor around for humid season. Yeah, there's just so much to consider. I just gotta keep on playing. This really is a completely new game mode. This is something that I wanted from Shipwrecked. So for Shipwrecked, I was hoping there would be island survival, water survival, underwater survival, and then deep sea survival. All we got was the volcano in terms of the extra stuff. It's pretty boring, pretty bland. But for this one, there's town aspect, diplomacy with the pigs, surviving the different biomes, moving around. That's another issue too. The island is actually pretty damn big, and you really gotta move around a lot. So trading with the pigs, you can only trade once a day, right? That means that if you want to make money efficiently, you have to keep on going every day to town to make money. Otherwise, you lose out on income. But in order for you to make money, you got to gather resources from outside of town, and then you have to spend like half the day running back and forth. That's not efficient, so you probably can't do that. So your base location is probably going to be very important and related to this aspect of the game. It's got to be somewhere between the wilderness and between civilization. So you can gather from the wilderness, put everything in your chests, and then dedicate one day to going into town and trading, possibly 2 days. and you have to allocate your time properly. But the biggest hurdle, I think, is getting past the research, making an alchemy engine, and making all the stuff related to that. Football helmet, alchemy engine, that'll help me survive damage. Anti-venom. I'm not even sure how you make anti-venom without seaweed. So recipes as well, have they changed? What do I need to make them? I know that the water sections are not very big, but that could be significant as well. There's just so much testing that I didn't do. I regret doing that. Or I should say, not doing that. I regret playing too safe, assuming that I knew what I was doing. That I could trust my survival skills from the previous game modes in this one, because it worked for Shipwrecked. But that's not how it works. Induction failed in this case. Assumptions failed. Don't make assumptions. So I gotta relearn everything, and hopefully I'll do better next time. But it is unprecedented. This is a rare occasion to actually die permanently without having known all the options and everything I could have done better. Not just one thing. Not just the things that I already know, but the things that I don't know. So yeah, let's begin then. Again. We'll try again, and hopefully this time is better.